Welcome in, folks. I hope everybody is doing well. Long time no see. Uh, it's been busy. It's been eventful too. So I'll be sharing a little bit with you about summertime and wrapping up the last part of my summer and where I'm already back in school. My students came last Thursday, but we'll start off by singing a little Alan Jackson song here. Let me know if it sounds okay on your end. I've got like a total new setup going on here. I got my Rodecaster Pro and all kinds of cool stuff. So let me know if it's sounding okay on your end. Hey, E and True North, Dagan's in here. Good to see everybody. Let's do a little Living on Love. My man Freddie over on Facebook. Good to see ya. Here we go. Two young people without a thing say some vows and spread their wings. They settle down on just what they need, living on love. She don't care about what's in style. She just likes the way he smiles. Hey Mike, it takes more than marble and tile, living on love. Living on love, buying on time. Without somebody, nothing ain't worth a dime. Just like an old-fashioned storybook rhyme, living on love. It sounds simple, that's what you're thinking. But love can walk through fire without blinking. It doesn't take much when you get enough, living on love. Hey Dan, good to see ya. Oh, I like the doggy. I like the doggy in your picture there. Let me know if it's sounding okay out there to you folks. Thank you. Two old people without a thing. Children gone, but still they sing. Side by side in that front porch swing, living on love. He can't see anymore, and she can barely sweep the floor. Hand in hand to walk through that door, living on love. Thanks, Dag, I appreciate that. Living on love, buying on time. Without somebody, nothing ain't worth a dime. Thanks, Mike. Just like an old-fashioned storybook rhyme, living on love. It sounds simple, that's what you're thinking. But love can walk through fire without blinking. It doesn't take much when you get enough, living on love. One more time. Living on love, buying on time. Without somebody, nothing ain't worth a dime. Just like an old-fashioned storybook rhyme, living on love. It sounds simple, that's what you're thinking. But love can walk through fire without blinking. It doesn't take much when you get enough, living on love. No, it doesn't take much when you get enough, living on love. Yeah. All right, so little Alan Jackson to start with, but that's a good song because, I got some stuff going on here. So we went on vacation in July last month. We actually went on a trip to Hawaii, and this is the first time we've ever been, kind of a trip of a lifetime, and it was because it's our 25th anniversary this summer. In fact, our anniversary is coming up next week. So got to do a few, love songs thrown in there for my wife. And I'm going to be sharing with you some pictures. I got a little slide presentation I'll go through with and just hit the highlights. Just fun stuff. Won't take very long. I may do a few slides, a little backstory, and then throw in some other songs. Got some pretty cool souvenirs to show you. And actually, we're going to do a little special performance with one of the souvenirs. We'll see if you guys can figure out what that is. Let's do a little Randy Travis song while we're at it. If you've got any requests, I'll be glad to do it. I've got like a few songs picked out, and then I've got some picked out that maybe aren't necessarily thematic, so we don't have to stick to Hawaiian theme or summertime or love songs or any of that. So whatever suits your fancy, let me know. We'll try to do it. Here's a little Randy Travis for you. On one hand, I count the reasons, thanks Dan, I could stay with you and hold you close to me all night long. So many lovers' games I'd love to play with you. On that hand, there's no reason why it's wrong. But on the other hand, there's the golden band to remind me of someone who would not understand. On one hand, I could stay and be your loving man, but the reason I must go is on the other hand. I think this is one of Randy's very first hits. In your arms, I feel the passion. I thought it died when I look into your eyes. I found myself, and when I first kissed your lips, I felt so alive. I've got to hand it to you, girl. You're something else. But on the other hand, there's the golden band to remind me of someone who would not understand. On one hand, I could stay and be your loving man, but the reason I must go is on the other hand. Yeah, the reason I must go is on the other hand. All right. We're going to do another one here, a little Willie Nelson, Waylon Jennings song, a little good-hearted woman in love with a good-timing man. I've got a good-hearted woman. I don't think I'm a good-timing man, but we're going to sing this song anyway for fun. Let me know. Dan said he's been to Hawaii. Has anybody else ever been to Hawaii? We'll talk a little bit about that trip here maybe after this next song. A long time forgotten, her dreams that just fell by the way. And the good life he promised ain't what she's living today. Willie, hit it, Willie. But she never complains of the bad times and the bad things he's done all. She just talks about the good times they had and all the good times to come. She's a good-hearted woman in love with a good-timing man. She loves him in spite of his wicked ways she don't understand. Through teardrops and laughter, they pass through this world hand in hand. A good-hearted woman loving a good-timing man. He likes the nightlife, bright lights and good-timing friends. And when the party's all over, she'll welcome him back home again. Yes, she will. Oh, no, she don't understand him. She just does the best that she can. This good-hearted woman loving a good-timing man. We got a keychain sometime. There it is. She's a good-hearted woman in love with a good-timing man. Get in the right key, Brian. She loves me in spite of his wicked ways she don't understand. Through teardrops and laughter, they pass through this world hand in hand. She's a good-hearted woman, loving a good-time man. Thanks, Ron. Good to see ya. She's a good-hearted woman and loving with a good-time man. Hey, Mike. Good to see you, my friend. She's a good-hearted woman, loving a good-timing man. Oh, yes. Hey, Miss Ellie, good to see ya. Good to see ya. Let me work on this thing for just a second, guys. Make that a little smaller. Cool. All right, so let me turn off my reverb here, and we'll talk a little bit about my trip, our trip to Hawaii. We ended up having to go a day early because they started canceling flights, so we had to go in a day early, which was actually a wonderful thing because we got a chance to kind of catch our breath and not really get caught up on our sleep. You know, I'm on the East Coast, so when you go to Hawaii, they're 6 hours behind. Which means we were waking up at like 2 o'clock in the morning the whole time. We were the first to breakfast there, that is for sure. So we went to 3 different islands. So we actually were on 7 different flights because we had one layover on the way over there, and then 2 more little inner island flights. And then we had 2 layovers coming back. So that was 3 airplanes. Luckily, none of those were canceled or delayed really much at all. Everything was on time, so we were really fortunate. The only bad part is coming back, we both caught COVID, so that's why I haven't been singing any, because I had to take medicine and nasal spray. When I take nasal spray, it really messes my throat up for a while, and plus we were just really tired. So trying to get back in the swing of things, except now I'm back in school. So I had to go back to school last week. We're on a early college, so we go back a little bit earlier than some of the schools across the country. So it's kind of a whirlwind thing here at the end of the summer. So I want to show you just a few pictures, if you guys don't mind. Give me a thumbs up there if you don't mind seeing a few pictures. I'll talk through just a few things. I don't like talking a lot, so we won't be doing a lot of talking, but I want to show you what we got here. So let's do this and turn off our little tip jar here. So I got some awesome pictures, some sunsets. When you get to Hawaii, we were on the west side of all the Hawaiian islands, and the sunsets were just awesome because all of our hotels, we were in 3 different hotels, they were all oceanfront, so right there. So we had some awesome sunsets and blue water. That's blue because the water's clear, which is different than the East Coast here. Then when we go to Myrtle Beach and stuff, I think the surf's too rough for that. So pretty cool. So this was the first we had to get on the airplane at like 5 o'clock in the morning, so it was dark. So by the time we got up in the air, the sun started coming up. So that's what that picture is right out of the airplane. And then we get to Hawaii and look at this blue water, guys. I have never seen such blue water. Thank you guys for giving me the thumbs up there. Such blue water, palm trees, everything just looked great. Hey, Eric, just kind of hitting a few highlights here on some pictures as we go. So this was Honolulu on Oahu is the name of the island that Honolulu is on, and that is the capital. So a little bit more urban than some of the other areas. All those islands are pretty small, and they all have like different areas. There's more, they've got like rural areas, mountain areas, and then compared to kind of the dry side, which is the west side on most of those islands. And that's what this is right here. This is on Waikiki Beach. It is absolutely beautiful. Hello, Andrew, Eric Kennedy. Good to see all of you guys in here. So that is our hotel view on like the 13th floor or something like that in Waikiki Beach, which is pretty cool. Let's see what else we got here. Really cool trees. So this is right there on Waikiki Beach. You can see the ocean there on the bottom left corner. Just you run across a tree that looks like crazy with the root system on it like that. So I just thought I'd take a picture of it. We had some good food. Like this was fish tacos my wife had. Fish tacos at a place called the Paella Fish Market. And then I had a lot of fish there. I don't remember which one this one was. I had several different kinds. It was all good. They had a really good tartar sauce that wasn't as mayonnaise based as what we have around here. I really enjoyed that. So I had I had burgers and fries and a lot of fish is what I kind of stuck with. They have something called poke bowls, and it's basically just cubes of meat. I didn't really get into that very much, which was okay. This is on Waikiki Beach too, a little monument there, and you see the leis, the flower leis. And there we are. We're wearing our flower leis. That's my wife and I there outside of our hotel room at that blue water. It's very, very cool. And you guys may have seen this statue before. It's like on a lot of things. Hawaii Five-0, they always show this statue. And that is King Kamehameha. King Kamehameha on that. So I thought that was pretty cool. And then we went to Pearl Harbor Memorial. And that is, they have a really good museum, and they show some cool movies and gives you enough background for you to actually take in what the significance was of Pearl Harbor. That's what got us into World War II officially, because the Japanese bombed the harbor there and took out basically everything in the harbor, including the USS Arizona. They lost that whole battleship. It was pretty cool. We were actually there on the 4th of July. So there were like tons of boats in for maneuvers and that kind of thing. This is an aircraft carrier that was there. And this is the actual memorial. You have to get on a boat and go out there. So this is the USS Arizona. It's kind of just lays sideways. There's just a little place that the little boat drops you off and you can go out and see that you're really right on the top. So basically the boat just sank straight down, and then part of it was still sticking out, and they actually did not do anything to it, but besides put up that memorial. So it's like 1,100 people, I think, died on that. They just left them there. All the other boats that were sank, they actually repurposed them and used all of them except for this one. So you're basically just kind of straddling it, and then on the inside there is a memorial wall. And then some people who actually escaped alive, they actually chose to be buried out there. So that's what you can kind of see there on the left and right, people that were buried there after they died years and years later. So pretty cool. It's kind of a sobering place to be for sure. Let's see what else we got here. And then that's back at our hotel room, and there's a sunset, and you'll see blue water, you'll see palm trees, but you'll also see clouds at the end of every day and beautiful sunsets and lots of rainbows. We'll talk more about that in just a little bit. But let's do another song here first. We'll do a little Charlie Pride song. My dad always likes it when I do a little Charlie Pride here, and we'll come back and pick up from there. I don't have too many more pictures, so that's kind of our first stop. We've got 2 more stops along the way, if you will. All right, so here's a little Is Anybody Going to San Antonio? Don't forget to hit that thumbs up button for me if you guys don't mind. The like button. Rain dripping off the brim of my hat. It sure is cold today. Yeah, here I am walking down 66. Wish he hadn't done me that way. Sleeping under a table at a roadside park. A man could wake up dead, but it sure seems warmer than it did sleeping in our king-size bed. Is anybody going to San Antonio or Phoenix, Arizona? Any place is alright as long as I can forget I've ever known her. That's a neat little fiddle part right there. Wind whipping down the neck of my shirt like I ain't got nothing on. But I'd rather fight the wind and rain than what I've been fighting at home. Yonder comes a truck with the U.S. mail, people writing letters back home. Tomorrow she probably won't be back, but I'll still be just as gone. Is anybody going to San Antonio or Phoenix, Arizona? Any place is alright as long as I can forget I've ever known her. Any place is alright as long as I can forget I've ever known her. I'll play us out. I'm going to do one for one of my buddies out here, Mr. Andrew Carlisle. He's actually one of my channel members. So you can see right there, he's got the little badge, a little sunshine badge that they do here on Ecamm Live. They've kind of redone some stuff on Ecamm Live, so it's pretty cool. I can actually show that now. I'm going to do him a little George Strait. I know he likes a little unwound, so we'll do that. And you guys can be members as well of the channel if you wish. I've got two different levels, $1.99 a month or $4.99 a month, just to show support for the channel. It is not required at all, but every little bit helps be able to put these things on. So yeah, thank you, Andrew. I do appreciate it, man. So here's a little unwound for you. Give me a bottle of your very best, 'cause I got a problem, I'm gonna drink it off my chest. Gonna spend the night getting down, 'cause that woman that I had wrapped around my finger just come unwound. That woman that I had wrapped around my finger just come unwound. She kicked me out of the house, and tonight I'm whiskey bound. I'm gonna be the drunkest fool in town, 'cause that woman that I had wrapped around my finger just come unwound. Well, she bagged my bags and opened up the door, 'cause I got a feeling she didn't want me around no more. She caught me in a lie when I was messing around, all get in trouble. And that woman that I had wrapped around my finger just come unwound. That woman that I had wrapped around my finger just come unwound. She kicked me out of the house, and tonight I'm whiskey bound. I'm gonna be drunkest fool in town is that woman that I had wrapped around my finger just to come unwound. Yeah, that woman that I had wrapped around my finger just to come unwound. Oh, yeah. If you are the drunkest fool in town, you actually might be the black sheep of your family. So here's a little John Anderson for you. My daddy was a brakeman on a highball traveling train. My mama, she raised 4 little children and the family had a good name. And Papa and Mama wanted all for us they never had. Big brother, little brother, sister too, none of them turned out half bad. Except me, I'm the black sheep of the family. Big brother went to college and became a doctor man. I guess he makes about $1 million a year on the folks on insurance plans. He's got a big, long Mercedes Benz and a house overlooking the town. And he sits in his jacuzzi and watches the sun go down. And he feels real sorry for me. I'm the black sheep of the family. Yeah, I drive me a big old semi-truck. I'm making payments on a 2-room shack. My wife, she waits on tables, and at night she rubs my back. And I tell her what my papa said to my mama when he got off the highball train. Wake me up early, be good to my dogs, and teach my children to pray. Gotta be good to them doggies. Little sister married a banker, yeah, he owns a country club. He bought her a big old racing horse and a funny looking little dog. He buys her big rings of diamonds and a brand new Japanese yacht. And they like to get together and talk about all the things they've got. But they ain't ever mentioned me. I'm the black sheep of the family. Here we go. I drive me a big old semi-truck. I'm making payments on a 2-room shack. My wife, she waits on tables, and at night she rubs my back. And I tell her what my papa said to my mama when he got off the highball train. Wake me up early, be good to my dogs, and teach my children to pray. I'm saying, woman, wake me up early, be good to my dogs, and teach my children to pray. All right. That's a fun one. All of them are fun. If not, I wouldn't do them. Let's get back to the, I might do a little something special for you here in a minute, because I got a little special souvenir I'm going to share with you guys. And we'll see if we can't use it to do a little something special. But back to the trip here. So we were here. So we were finishing up in Oahu, Honolulu. Get rid of that. And then, let's see, is next getting on a plane. I think we got on another puddle. It wasn't really a puddle jumper. I thought it was going to be like a little bitty small plane. It was actually a decent sized plane, but there was a picture right out of the plane window. Look at the blue water. Look at that green. Not everywhere on Hawaii is green. It's like one side of the island is like the dry side, and the other side is where you get more rain. And then there's usually mountains. And then we got to the Big Island. The Big Island is the name of the island itself. There's a whole chain of islands there. So sometimes you're not familiar with stuff until you actually go see it in person. But this is heading towards the Big Island. That's what this is. And when you get to the Big Island, there's a lot of volcanoes because it is actually the newest island. It's still being formed, which is crazy. There's active volcanoes, and then the lava runs off and out into the ocean, and it builds up, and it actually forms more land. So I think they said they had to redo the maps, because there's like, I don't know, 500 more acres this year than last year or something. And I know I'm not getting all these details right, but I'm giving you the main idea on it. So this is a crater where it filled. Last time they had a big eruption was only just a couple years ago. This thing filled all the way up with lava. And you can actually, if you go at night, you can see it glowing a little bit. So there's actually a little national park associated with that. And this is really dry. And this is actually up a hill a little bit there, so not exactly a mountain. And then we went to the Black Sand Beach. So because this whole island is it's got volcanoes on it, and there's not like grass. It's like big, huge lava rocks, and you go long enough, and the lava rocks get like grass on it. So it was kind of interesting to see how the land has been formed. So if you'll notice, there's black sand here. It depends on the it's a volcano, but it also depends on the minerals and stuff around, because there's a red sand beach. And there's also a green sand beach because of the minerals nearby in the rocks and stuff. We got OG Fitzroy in here. Good to see you, my man. We're going over a few of our highlights here from Hawaii. And we actually saw some turtles. Let's see if we can see our turtles here. There's some turtles. So we saw some in an aquarium later, but we actually saw some out there, and there's rules up that you can't get closer than like 20 feet to the turtles. These are like baby ones. They're about, they were about this big or so. About twice the size of my head on that, which was pretty cool to see some turtles out in the wild. And let's see, what do we do next? Oh, now we're at the next hotel. So this is the view from our next hotel, and what a sunset. Like I said, this was on the big island, and this was Kona. This is Kona. That's where they make coffee. We actually went to a coffee plantation. I'll show you in just a minute. But there's the same night. A little bit later on, you can see the boats in the harbor. Now, the boats come out into that little harbor next to the hotel because they have manta rays, and they have like lights that they show. So the manta rays come up, and you can check those out. And actually, there's a little thing you can do where you can go get on the boat. They take you out there, shine the light. You can either get in the water or not, but you can see them a little bit closer, which is pretty cool. And then we went to the coffee plantation. So this is on Kona, on our way out of Kona, and beautiful up here off the coffee plantation. So this is kind of on like the side of a mountain, which you can't really see. It dips down, and just absolutely gorgeous, the blue water. And there's coffee beans. So they're not quite ready for harvest yet, but you can see there's some green, and then there's some that are red. And then some were just about to be ready to start to be picked. And they went through and showed us the whole roasting process and how all of that stuff worked. We didn't buy any coffee because it was really, really expensive, but there's some beautiful scenery that they had. We actually got a bag of these, which is chocolate-covered coffee beans. They gave us one at the end of the tour, and it was lovely. So we got a bag. We got just a couple of them left. We got a couple more I got to eat. Can't eat too many because it'll give you a buzz. That is for sure. And that's our next stop. So I'll tell you about that in just a minute. But right now, I want to do something a little bit different. One of the souvenirs, I was like, I really want a good souvenir. I don't want a T-shirt because it'll it doesn't quite last forever, especially if you wear it. So I got something that was special and unique for Hawaii. It's one of their instruments. I got a ukulele, and then the top of it's made out of koa wood. Have you ever heard of koa wood? It's only found on Hawaii. And in fact, I think it's in like an endangered thing. You can't actually go and cut down a koa tree. The wood can only be harvested if the tree falls naturally in the woods. So they actually make guitars and stuff out of it. So this is a koa wood ukulele. So I got something that would last a lifetime, and I can actually use it for you guys sometimes. So I think what we're going to be doing on some of our karaoke streams is at least me do one or two songs on the instrument, the banjo or the guitar or the ukulele, and just sing along with that. So I'm not really big on doing instrumentals. Yeah, so I thought that was a perfect for me as well. Andrew said that. Thank you, Jason. Good to see you, my man. Yeah, perfect for me. So we're going to do a song or two on it. Now I've never played one before, so it's got 4 strings, but it's a different 4 strings than what's on a mandolin, which I played, or a guitar, or a banjo. It's kind of similar to some stuff on a guitar, but it's a different chord than what you think you're playing. Like you make the D shape and you're actually playing G. So it's a little bit backwards, but we're going to do a little not exactly a Hawaiian island song, but it's one that you recognize. This is more of a Mexican kind of island song, but we're going to do it. Let me see if I can do a little setup with this thing here. See if you guys recognize it. Let's see. All right, here we go. Nibbling on sponge cake, watching the sun bake. All of those tourists covered with oil, strumming my 4-string on my front porch swing. Smell those shrimp, they're beginning to boil. Wasting away again in Margaritaville, searching for my lost shaker of salt. Some people claim that there's a woman to blame, but I know it's my own damn fault. I don't know the reason I stayed here all season. Nothing to show but this brand new tattoo. But it's a real beauty, a Hawaiian cutie. How it got here, I haven't a clue. Wasting away again in Margaritaville, searching for my lost sugar of salt. Some people claim that there's a woman to blame, but I know it's all my fault. I blew out my flip-flop, stepped on a pop-top, cut my heel, had to cruise on back home. But there's booze in the blender, and soon it will render that frozen concoction that helps me hang on. Wasting away again in Margaritaville, searching for my lost sugar of salt. Yeah, some people claim that there's a woman to blame, but I know it's all my fault. Some people claim that there's a woman to blame, but I know it's all my fault. Well, there we go. My first time ever playing a ukulele for people. We made it through. I was trying to do all those little licks and stuff. But it's very fun. You can pretty much play any song on the ukulele. There's just not as many notes to hit. Now, there's different size ukuleles. This is the smallest one. It was the cheaper one. They got like another one that's a little bit bigger, give you a little fuller tone. And then they've got a baritone one, which is even bigger, but it's actually strung differently. So it's got a little bit different. So pretty cool. Fun to do. We'll do one more here. Send this one out to my wife. Little kissing angel, good morning. Whenever I have a chance to meet some old friends on the street, they wonder, how does a man get to be this way? I've always got a smiling face, in any time and any place. And every time they ask me why, I just smile and say, you've got to kiss an angel good morning and let her know you think about her when you're gone. Kiss an angel good morning love her like the devil when you get back home. Well, people may try to guess the secret to my happiness, but some of them never learn that it's a simple thing. Oh, secret I'm speaking of is a woman and a man in love. The answer is in this song that I always sing. You've got to kiss an angel good morning. Let her know you think about her when you're gone. Kiss an angel good morning and love her like the devil till you get back home. Yeah, kiss an angel good morning and let her know you think about her when you're gone. Kiss an angel good morning and love her like the devil till you get back home. All right, so little something there that was fun. That good souvenir from me will last a lifetime. So I was really excited about that. I actually got that on like our first full day there, so I had to drag it around with me everywhere I went. Took it on the airplanes, didn't have any trouble whatsoever with it. So that was pretty cool. And let's finish off these pictures here, and then we'll sing a couple more songs. I appreciate the feedback there, guys. I do appreciate it. So here is where we at now. We are in Maui, guys. We are in Maui. So here in Maui, this is our hotel view, and the hotel's got more swanky, as my dad called it. It gets more swanky as we went. So they started good and it got better, and then by the end it was like, ooh, this is a really high dollar hotel, at Hilton or something like that, or Hyatt. I don't remember which one it was. Anyway, blue water, got a pool, got some palm trees, and this one had a nice little walkway that you went down. As you went down the walkway, actually you could walk to another little mall area, strip mall area. So it's pretty cool. You could do a lot of walking along the beach. If you'll notice the mountain in the background, I don't know if that's a volcano or not. Most of these mountains are either volcanoes or they were volcanoes. And what happens is in the morning, there's no clouds around. And then by the time, lunch rolls around, you end up with some nice clouds right around the tops of all those mountains. And they kind of hang out there. So the rest of the sky is blue. So what ends up happening is when the sun gets on around, that's where you get a lot of rainbows. And I'll show you one in just a minute on it. And then you also get some gorgeous sunsets because there's just always some clouds around at the end of the day. So let's see what we've got coming up next here. We got a few more pictures. Oh, there's the one with the rainbow. So as you can see there, that's from like the front of our hotel, around out the other way instead of towards the ocean, towards the other way. Some clouds that have built up over that afternoon. And then we had some fun little sweet treats here. So this is the shave ice. You might have heard shave ice. No, it's not like an icy here. It's totally different. I mean, it's down, it's really shaved. Gets down, and we got one that had all the toppings on it. So this was had mango and pineapple, and then it had some extra little bits and pieces on it. And that looks like fish eggs, but it's not. I don't remember what those are. It's all little sweet things. Little pieces over here on this other side was kind of like, I don't know if it was banana or what, but it was really good. I wish I could get something like that around here, but I don't think we can. We went to an aquarium, so there's a little shark from my friend Mo, the bearded shark. And there's a bigger turtle, right? These are, and you see a person there in the water with their scuba gear on, cleaning the walls there. There were like three in here. And they showed us a 3D movie little theater thing that lasted about 10 or 15 minutes. And that was with the whales. And it's like you could almost reach out and touch the whales and you could see how massive they are. That was pretty cool to actually see that. So if you go whale watching, that's actually in the wintertime in Hawaii is when you can go do whale watching. They come in. And then we rode up the mountain a little bit, totally different climate. Everything was about 15 degrees cooler on that. The really cool thing about Hawaii is I thought, because it's we went to the most southern part of the United States, so it's further south than Miami. I thought it was going to be humid like it is here, but it wasn't. So it was, in the 80s every day where we went, but it was not nearly as humid. So I could really, my wife said we could go live there during the summer. we could still get the summer vibes without the humidity. So that was pretty cool. And we went up the mountain here. It was about 15 degrees cooler, as you see folks with jackets on. And this was like a little sustainable farm. And they fed us and showed us around their little farm. And so everything they made, they grew all the food. I didn't really think it was that great. The food didn't taste that great, but it was a little more on the foodie side. If you're a food person and into all of that, I guess you probably like that. And then we had another little sweet treat here in a little town we went to that we actually went out on a sunset boat tour, which was really cool. I'll show you pictures for that in a minute. But there's your Dole Whip with the pineapple on it. So that was really cool. And then this is called a banyan tree. This is the largest banyan tree in the world. And there's a little placard there. You could read the history of it, but that thing was massive. It's like different pieces of it was like growing out of the ground in different areas, like to hold it up. And here we are actually on that little sunset boat cruise. By the way, we did Margaritaville. We didn't try any margaritas. We tasted, it was a Mai Tai. They were nice. I had a lot of pineapple, the best pineapple you've ever eaten. Pineapple juice every morning. Very cool. I didn't really have tons of banana, but I had a really good pineapple. I wish I could get pineapple like that around here. So you can see the little mountain areas here, and there's like little valleys in between, little crevice through there, and it had some really cool pictures that we got off of it. And there we are on the sunset cruise. You can see the sun hitting those mountains behind us. And there it is. That's the best picture I've got there with the sun coming, and the clouds, and then the sun hitting it. And then you can see it was actually really dry. I don't know if they were in a drought or it's just always really dry on that side of Maui. But then the other side, I'll show you in a minute, we drove to. But there's a few more pictures from the sunset. And then as I was getting off the boat, and it was showing some pink there in the sky. And then our last little bit here, our last day, we actually rented a car to drive. We tried to drive to the other side of the island where there's almost like a rainforest. The roads got really, really curvy. It was like complete switchbacks. And I was driving a car that I wasn't familiar with and straight up a mountain. And I got a little bit, freaked out and said, okay, that's as far as we're going today. So we turned back around. There's some of the views, and you see all the green on it. There's some bamboo, and there's this little national little park we went to that had waterfalls that people were jumping off of rocks into the waterfall, and some nice little scenery there with some beautiful flowers, some red really popping. And then our little water here, the bluest water I've ever seen. So it's like, we got to stop and get a picture here. There's a little place you can drive off. You can't really see it really good in the mountain at the end here, but that's actually a mountain across the back there, which is pretty cool with the clouds on it. And we had to get one more picture there of us in it. And I think that's it. This is, we were eating lunch here on the ocean. I thought that was a pretty cool picture. And our last evening, we had a Hawaiian luau. And they actually gave us one more little souvenir for folks that are in the beer community. You may have had kukui nut oil in your beard oil. This is a kukui nut that is on this little necklace, which is pretty cool. Let's go back to that. A couple more little pictures here. So there's the ladies dancing and the guys dancing a couple different times. And then they actually did the Samoan fire dance at the end. I got a video of that. I'm not going to show the video, but that's the end of it, guys. I hope you enjoyed our little 25th anniversary getaway to Hawaii. I highly recommend it. We're already ready to go back. Hey, Miss Ann, good to see you. Yeah, I'll do that one in just a minute. I want to do Here in the Real World. I think this is Alan Jackson's first big hit. So here we are back in the real world. Vacation's over. So let me get rid of this really quickly, and we'll kick this one off. Oh, there's that fiddle. Cowboys don't cry, and heroes don't die. Good always wins, again and again. And love is a sweet dream that always comes true. Oh, if life were like the movies, I'd never be blue. But here in the real world, it's not that easy at all. 'Cause when hearts get broken, it's real tears that fall. And darling, it's sad but true, 'cause the one thing I've learned from you is how the boy don't always get the girl here in the real world. I gave you my love, but that wasn't enough to hold your heart when times got rough. And tonight on that silver screen, it'll end like it should. Two lovers will make it through, like I hoped we would. But here in the real world, it's not that easy at all. 'Cause when hearts get broken, it's real tears that fall. And darling, it's sad but true, 'cause the one thing I've learned from you is how the boy don't always get the girl here in the real world. No, the boy don't always get the girl here in the real world. All right. Here's a little song by request, little Josh Turner. Hey, Mrs. Nick, good to see ya. Hope you're doing well. See if we can get low on this one. Baby, why don't we just turn that TV off? 315 channels of nothing but bad news on. Well, it might be me, but the way I see it, the whole wide world has gone crazy. So baby, why don't we just dance? Oh, I'm sorry, Andrew. Just a little bitty living room ain't gonna look like much. But when the lights go down and we move the couch, it's gonna be more than enough for my two left feet and our two hearts beating. Nobody's gonna see us go crazy. So baby, why don't we just dance down the hall, maybe straight up the stairs, bouncing off the wall, floating on air, baby. Why don't we just dance? Oh, cut a rug. Baby, why don't you just go put your best dress on? Those high heel shoes you love to lose as soon as the tunes come on. But on second thought, just the way you are is already driving me crazy. So baby, why don't we just dance down the hall, maybe straight up the stairs, bouncing off the wall, floating on air, baby. Why don't we just dance? Oh, cut her up. Well, it might be me, but the way I see it, the whole wide world's gone crazy. So baby, why don't we just dance? Oh baby, why don't we just dance? Big finish on that one. I'm gonna do two more songs. We're not gonna go too terribly long tonight. I know we got some more folks going live here at 8 o'clock. But my wife likes hearing me sing this one. We got our anniversaries coming up this week, so better do it for her. Here's a little Nobody But Me. Don't waste your time looking over your shoulder. Those loves from the past ain't getting no closer. When I look at my future, you're all I can see. So honey, don't go loving on nobody but me. Nobody but me gonna love you like you ought to be loved, darling. Nobody but me gonna cry if you up and leave. But you can do what you want to, but I'm asking pretty please, honey, don't go loving on nobody but me. I took my time to tell you how I feel. Just because it took so long don't mean that it isn't real. Now, I ain't got no diamonds, but I'm down on my knees. So honey, don't go loving on nobody but me. Nobody but me gonna love you like you ought to be loved, darling. Nobody but me gonna cry if you up and leave. Now you can do what you want to, but I'm asking pretty please, honey, don't go loving on nobody but me. Nobody but me gonna love you like you ought to be loved, darling. Nobody but me gonna cry if you up and leave. You can do what you want to, but I'm asking pretty please, honey, don't go loving on nobody but me. Don't go loving on nobody but me. All right, folks, we're going to do one more song here. We're going to take it out with a little Dwight Yoakam. Hopefully it won't be as long next time before we do this. I want to do one at least every 2 or 3 weeks, as much as I can. Depends on how busy I am. Luckily, our gospel bluegrass group is getting out there a little more. We've sung like every week for the past 3 weeks. I'll be singing again in 2 more weeks. So getting a little more regular with that, which is fun. But I still love doing this as well. So thank you guys for joining me. Thank you for letting me show my pictures there and kind of showing off our vacation a little bit. And we got David in here. Good to see you, my man. Hope you're doing well. We're going to do one last song. Always fun to end with Dwight Yoakam for some reason. He's got some good kind of up-tempo numbers here. Little sister, don't you? Little sister, don't you? Little sister, don't you kiss me once or twice. Tell me that it's nice and then you run on. Yeah, little sister, won't you do what your big sister done? You know I dated your sister, and know I took her to a show. Yeah, I went for some candy, along came your nanny, and they slipped right through the door. Little sister, don't you? Little sister, don't you? Little sister, don't you kiss me once or twice and tell me that it's nice and then you run on. Yeah, little sister, won't you do what your big sister done? Ho, 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 ho. Was that an Elvis song? I think it might have been. Anybody seen the new Elvis movie? It's good, but it's a little bit weird. I used to pull down your pigtails, hey girl, and pinched your turned up nose. Oh, but baby, you've been growing, and lately it's been showing from your head down to your toes. Little sister, don't you? Little sister, don't you? Little sister, don't you kiss me once or twice and tell me that it's nice and then you run on. Yeah, little sister, won't you do what your big sister done? Ho, 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 ho. Oh, get on. Every time I see your sister, Lord, she's with somebody new. Oh, she's mean and she's evil, like a little old Bo Weevil. Think I'll try my luck with you. Little sister, don't you? Little sister, don't you? Little sister, don't you kiss me once or twice and tell me that it's nice and then you run on. Yeah, little sister, won't you do what your big sister done? Well, little sister, won't you do what your big sister done? Oh, little sister, won't you do what your big sister done? Night, folks.